This is definitely the best monster sci-fi blockbuster of the year, with non-stop action from start to finish. Kong returned to live in the Hollow Earth, only to be hunted by a pack of wild wolves. Before long, Kong was driven to the edge of a cliff. Facing a dead end, Kong turned around and pounded his chest, but the wolves were undeterred and lunged at him. Unexpectedly, they fell into a trap Kong had set earlier. Kong lifted a huge tree and triggered the trap. Seeing that a few wolves were still alive and eyeing him menacingly, Kong grabbed a corpse from the ground and tore it in half with his bare hands. The remaining wolves were frightened and fled, but the blood covering Kong's body made him itch all over. He had to take a cold shower under a waterfall. As he dragged the wolves to the edge of the cliff for a meal, he suddenly felt a sharp pain in his tooth. Upon closer inspection, he realized that he had a cavity. Subsequently, Kong climbed from the Hollow Earth to the human world, seeking help from humans to remove his cavity and relieve his toothache. Soon, a large dose of tranquilizer was injected into Kong's body, and then Dentist Trap made his entrance. Once everything was ready, he quickly descended from a height of hundreds of meters onto Kong's tooth and secured the machine to the cavity. With the spaceship's activation, Kong's cavity was successfully removed. When Kong woke up from the anesthesia, he found that his tooth no longer hurt and had been replaced with a new titanium and diamond tooth. At the same time, on the other side of the world, a giant emperor spider crab was wreaking havoc in Rome. Godzilla, sensing that its territory was being invaded, awakened from the ocean. After a roar, the two monsters engaged in a fierce battle. Godzilla rammed into the crab monster with its head, seized the opportunity to grab the crab's skull, and hurled it hundreds of meters away. Before the crab monster could react, Godzilla took a running leap and slammed the crab monster to the ground, giving it no chance to fight back. After the battle, Godzilla didn't stop, but followed the river to a nuclear power plant to absorb radiation and replenish its energy. This, however, caught the attention of the military. A barrage of artillery fire was directed at Godzilla, but the damage was akin to a mirage for him. Godzilla unleashed a powerful electromagnetic pulse. Meanwhile, on the other side, during a class, Gia, who wasn't paying attention, downseat off. Suddenly, snow began to fall in the classroom, and a chaotic mix of memories flashed through his mind. When the teacher woke him, they found strange drawings on his desk. Eileen, learning of the situation, rushed to the school to pick Gia up. Later, when she idly looked at the drawings Gia made during the day, she was shocked to discover that the patterns matched the signals captured by the Hollow Earth outpost. She quickly found Ben and told him about it. Based on Ben's analysis, this was likely a distress signal from the Hollow Earth. To investigate the signal's source, a team was assembled and they set off with Kong to the Hollow Earth in a spaceship. They arrived at Outpost 1, only to find it in ruins, destroyed by some unknown creature, with no survivors in sight. At that moment, they were horrified to see a giant handprint on a cliff, left by the latest monster, a long-armed ape. Meanwhile, Kong returned home and retrieved his battle axe. Gripping the axe, he approached the glowing blue fissures in the ground and leapt down. At the bottom, Kong realized that the battle axe seemed to have some connection to the place. As he looked around, he discovered ancient artifacts from his kin. Suddenly, a loud roar echoed from outside the cave. Kong stepped out and reached the central area of the Hollow Earth. Suddenly, a massive figure appeared before him. Startled, Kong raised his battle axe, but as the figure drew closer, he realized it was just a small monkey. It was the first time in years that Kong had seen another of his kind. He placed his battle axe on the ground and extended his arm in a friendly gesture, showing that he meant no harm.